What's up, everybody? Once again, my name is Matt, and welcome back to Let's Play Ocarina of Time 3D Master Quest. In the last episode, we finished off the Fire Temple, went inside that cave, met with the Great Fairy, and she doubled our magic meter. In this episode, since we are done here in Death Mountain Crater, I suppose it's time for us to descend Death Mountain and make our way towards Zora's domain, because that's where, like, the next part of the story takes place. So, I know this is like the long route down Death Mountain, but there are a couple of things that I do want to collect along the way. Basically, just a couple of golden sculptures. Also, I should point out that now the Fire Temple has been sort of, I guess, reclaimed, the eruption here on Death Mountain has been restored, and oh my gosh, what the heck just happened? Oh, I guess I hit the Gossip Stone that's up there, so it negated my fall damage? That's kind of weird, like, I know of some glitches in Ocarina of Time, but I'm not sure if that's one of them. Anyways, real quick, let's play the Sun Song because the sculptures that I do want to collect here on Death Mountain Trail only appear at nighttime. So, let's make it night, and our first sculpture is going to be right behind this rock. So obviously, yeah, we couldn't have gotten this before we had gotten the Megaton Hammer. So there is sculpture number 1. We're going to be getting quite a few sculptures and pieces of heart, actually, in this video, along with, sort of taking on a mini dungeon of sorts, so should be pretty exciting. Anyways, next sculpture is, down over here, and you know what? I'll take a little bit of a shortcut, albeit unconventional, and I probably will take some fall damage, but I don't really care about that, because the next sculpture is by the bomb flower that we used to open up the way to Dodongo's Cavern. So, again, let's bash this rock a couple of times, and there is our golden sculpture. Alright, so now that we got that, we're pretty much done here on Death Mountain Trail, so I guess I'll meet you guys at Zora's domain. Actually, I lied. Okay, so before we do anything else, let's take a quick stop, go to Kakariko Graveyard, and pick up that piece of heart that I keep forgetting about. I know, it seems like I keep putting this off, but I'm so used to picking this piece of heart up, like, as soon as you become an adult, that I kind of forgot that I messed that up. So just ride the plane up here, roll into that crate, and bam, there you go, there's your free piece of heart. Alright, now, let's make our way over to Zora's domain. Okay, so here we are back in Zora's domain, and since we did plant a bean here as a kid, we can now ride this plant, and this would take us all the way to, like, the end of Zora's domain, but I'm gonna jump off here because there's a couple of sculptures that I want to collect. I don't remember what's down here. I don't think it's anything too important. Oh, it's a fairy's fountain. Well, that's nice, I guess, but nothing that we need. Alright, so I'm pretty sure down the other hole is just a chest that contains rupees, but the real reason why I came up here is because if we play the Sun Song to make it night again, a sculpture should appear somewhere on this wall directly in front of me. So, there you are, buddy. How ya doing? Okay, there's actually 2 golden sculptures that I want to collect here on Zora's River, and the next one is sort of towards the end, so let's make our way up there. And I believe both of these can only be collected at nighttime, so keep that in mind. Plus, you will need the hook shot for both of them. And this second one can be a little bit tricky to get, so you want to stand about over here and climb on this railing. You cannot reach this unless you're on the railing because the hookshot does not reach far enough. But there is our golden sculpture. So, uh-oh, can I reach that token, please? Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Alright, so now that we got that, I guess all that's left for us to do is make our way into Zora's domain. I really wish this waterfall would, like, stay open, but, whatever. Let's just play the lullaby one more time. And I totally didn't just play Epona's song. You played Epona's song. I played the lullaby. The video even says so. So, yeah, you guys are wrong. I totally nailed that the first try and didn't just cut anything out whatsoever. I don't know what you're talking about. Alright, so now we can finally make our way into Zora's domain. You know, I think by now I would actually have memorized, like, all of the Ocarina songs. Still hasn't happened, guys, and I still forget to, like, pull up my notes every time I go to record a video, so it is my own fault because I have such a terrible memory. But one day, guys, one day I'll memorize all the Ocarina songs, but today is not that day. So, since we already did unfreeze King Zora, I'm not going to bother talking to him or anything like that, but the rest of Zora's domain is still frozen over, so we need to do something to remedy that situation. But before we can do that, might as well check out Zora's Fountain, because it's like the only area that's not completely frozen over. I mean, it kind of is, but it also kind of isn't. Also, you'll notice that Lord Jabu Jabu is not here anymore. Something that I'm kind of okay with, because, let's be honest, never really liked Lord Jabu Jabu. Now, this can be pretty tricky, because obviously, we're on icebergs, and there's ice physics involved, so be a little bit careful, but you want to jump your way across these platforms. That way we can hopefully reach this piece of heart. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Now we just gotta make our way back. It's weird, too, because the camera, like, points itself downwards, I guess, to make it easier to jump, but it actually just, like, limits your visibility, so it makes it harder to see where you're going. Like, that's what I mean about the camera not really being the greatest in this game, and it kind of is a hindrance at times, specifically in this area. But yeah, you want to jump your way across these icebergs and make your way into this cave-like structure, because, well, this is our first, like, adult mini dungeon. It's the Ice Cavern. It's not really a dungeon, there's no boss, but there still is a dungeon map and a compass, so it's sort of like half of a dungeon, if you will. Plus, there is an item that we will get from completing this. So, let's get started. Now, the main gimmick of the Ice Cavern is that, well, everything's made of ice, so you will be slipping and sliding all over the place. On top of that, though, the designers decided to be really, really mean because, alright, check this out, right? That ice crystal up there is no ordinary ice crystal. If we hit it, yeah, it turns out it's a crystal switch in disguise. How rude is that? Like, I know they wanted to make Master Quest harder, but that switch blends in so perfectly. You would probably miss that on, like, your first or even second glance over of the room. I know I did the first time I played through Master Quest, so I kinda hate them for that, but at the same time, I gotta give them credit because it's so clever. But once you know where to look, the rest of the Ice Cavern is fairly easy. In fact, I would say that it is a tad easier than the normal version, since in rooms like this, there used to be large icy blades that would spin around the room and make moving around in navigation a little bit tricky, because that would actually hurt you, whereas those have been completely removed from this version of the Ice Cavern. Also, they got rid of, like, a really, really infamous puzzle that existed in the Ice Cavern, so overall, I think it's easier, but it is more cryptic, so as long as you're good at, like, figuring out cryptic puzzles or looking at every single room carefully, you'll be able to get through here, no problem. Alright, so yeah, hit that switch to cause that chest to appear, and right over here we got some blue fires. So let's grab our bottles real quick, because we will desperately need these. 2 is like the bare minimum that I would recommend to going through the Ice Cavern. You can do it with 1, but it would be really, really annoying, so best to have at least 2. This blue fire, it doesn't seem natural. Maybe you can use it for something, but how could you carry it? Well, Navi, we've actually already carried blue fire in an empty bottle before, so yep, we're just gonna scoop up some fire and put it in a bottle for us. Now, obviously, since we already used the blue fire to melt King Zora, we know what it's for. We gotta use the blue fire to melt the weird, like, red ice. So let's just pop that down real quick, and now we can finally see what's inside this chest. Like I said, guys, this is sort of a mini dungeon, if you will, so we're gonna get ourselves the dungeon map. Alright, now that we got that, we can sort of see how, I guess, small this area is. I was gonna say large, but there's really not a whole lot to it. In fact, we've kind of only got a few rooms left. Also, yeah, I would recommend stocking up on fire anytime you can. Like, if you see one of those things of blue fire and you have an empty bottle, just do yourself a favor and stock up before you go to, like, the next room, to at least alleviate some of the backtracking that you would have to do if you didn't bring enough fire with you. Now, while we're going through here, I do kind of want to pose a question, because anytime I see people talking about the Ice Cavern online, it's usually either, oh, I love the Ice Cavern, or, oh, I hate the Ice Cavern. So, very mixed opinions about the existence of the Ice Cavern in this game, and to be honest, I'm kind of in the group that doesn't really like it. I don't mind it too much, but at the same time, it seems sort of out of place to me. Real quick though, hang on. So right underneath me is actually another crystal switch. To activate this, because it's below the ice, you have to drop a bomb in the middle of this room. No, I'm not joking. It's very, very cryptic, but you're going to want to do that because, yes, it lowers that ice blockade and allows us to reach this piece of heart. Anyways, back to what I was saying. So, yeah, like Ocarina of Time has a structure to it. You know, like you go into a temple, you get the item that you need from that temple, you use that item on the boss or for navigating the temple, then you sort of beat the temple and you move on, you know, with your new item and so on and so forth. And that's pretty much the structure of the game. But the Ice Cavern just throws that off for one temple and one temple only. Like, I'll spoil it, the next temple is going to be the Water Temple. I mean, most of you guys have probably played Ocarina of Time, so you know that, or you probably already figured it out anyways. But, the item that we get from completing the Ice Cavern is detrimental to navigating through the next temple. However, the item that we get from the next temple is an upgrade to an item we already have. So I feel like if they just gave you that fully upgraded item originally, they could have saved the item that you get from the Ice Cavern, stuck it in that temple, and just gave it to you early on, and then completely nixed the Ice Cavern, because to me, there's really no reason for this area to exist outside of the item, and I don't even think like the Ice Cavern has any major story significance, although I could be wrong, because I'll admit it's been a while since I've played through Ocarina of Time and actually talked to a lot of the different characters, so I don't know the quote-unquote extended story, I guess you could say, of Ocarina of Time that well. But, I feel like the only reason this exists is because the first two adult temples are close to, you know, where the first two, like, child temples were. Because, you know, you had the Deku Tree, and then the Forest Temple was right inside the Lost Woods. Then you had Dodongo's Cavern, and then right above it is the Fire Temple. And now, of course, we have Lord Jabu Jabu as a child, and it would be the Water Temple, but because the Water Temple is located in a different area, I feel like they gave us the Ice Cavern to sort of say, yeah, there is something here, but the main temple is in a different area, because you pretty much learn and even get the teleportation song for the next temple at the end of the Ice Cavern. So it's that weird, like, but why not just send me directly to the next temple kind of thing? I don't know. Anyways, maybe I'm thinking like way too much into this, and I'm sure I am, and I'm sure I've made a couple of people angry because opinions on the internet are very dangerous. Anyways, let's just melt this ice and finish up the rest of the Ice Cavern, shall we? We're almost done. So, this next room that we're going into, it used to have a very infamous ice block puzzle that annoyed a lot of people. Well, if you were one of those people that it annoyed, you'll be happy to know that there are no ice blocks to be found in this room any longer. Instead, we got two annoying white wolf hosts that we need to fight, which is actually a lot harder to do on the ice because it makes getting that jump attack really, really difficult. I know I could fight them without using the jump attack, but, I mean, where's the fun in that? So, come on, please. Yeah, there we go. Alright, one down, one to go, baby. Don't you push me around. I don't appreciate it. Where'd you go? There you are. Stop moving around, man. You're making it hard enough as it is. And goodbye. Okay, so now that those guys are gone, I believe there are two Skulltulas in this room. One of them is over there, and the other is underneath that block of ice. Now, I'm actually trying to remember the correct order to grab these, and I think, I can't get that one yet because I think I actually need to call Pierre for that, so let's hit this switch. Yeah, it's behind you when you enter this room, and, I think that removes the ice around this Skulltula, which I do need to reactivate since I'll be using that to exit this room in just a little bit, but there is our first golden Skulltula. So now we've gotten that, well, let's head back over here. We'll deactivate this switch just so I don't, like, forget to do that later on. And, now I'm pretty sure I play the Scarecrow song over here. It's either that or the Song of Time. We'll start with the Scarecrow song first. And, hey, there he is, our buddy Pierre. Alright, let's grab the hookshot real quick. That way we can head up there and get that last Skulltula. How you doing, buddy? Get inside my pocket, would ya? Alright, we should probably actually make our way over to the House of Skulltula soon and see if we can get anything else, considering we do have quite a few of them now. I'm pretty sure over here we can actually play the Song of Time to reach this blue fire, although I really don't need to because I think I have enough of it already, but might as well stock up while we're here. I'd rather be safe than sorry. Was I not close enough? I guess not. Let me try that again real quick. Sometimes it can be really finicky with like these Song of Time blocks. Even though Navi will fly over to it and turn green, you still have to be within like a certain radius of the block for it to work. It's kind of weird like that, I know. Alright, let's head up here and grab some more blue fire, then we'll be on our way, because to tell you the truth, I'm kind of done with this place. It's not very nice. I'm surprised that is the only ice pond that I've made this entire video. You know what, guys? Do me a favor. Leave your best ice puns in the comments down below. I know there are some funny people out there, or should I say punny people out there, and we can make the comments just absolutely awful for anyone who hates puns, so do that for me. Anyways, now our last test is to fight this Stalfos in this really cool looking room. Honestly though, this is like one of the coolest looking rooms in the entire game. I just love how sort of the ice crystals looked really layered, even though they're kind of all just like flat and 2D. But the illusion is pretty cool. And can you just like die already, dude? Thank you, jeez. Alright, after we defeat that Stalfos, guess what? That giant chest is going to appear, so let's finally see what we get for going through this entire area. We're going to get the iron boots. So with these, we can sink down to the bottom of water, and also we can't run when we wear them. And hey, it's Sheik again. We meet again, Link. If you came here to meet the Zoras, you wasted your time. This is all there is. With one exception, the Zoras are now sealed under this thick ice sheet. I managed to rescue the Zora princess from under the ice, but she left to head for the water temple. This ice is created by an evil curse. The monster in the water temple is the source of the curse. Unless you shut the source, this ice will never melt. If you have the courage enough to confront the danger and save the Zoras, I will teach you the melody that leads to the temple. Time passes, people move. Like a river's flow, it never ends. A childish mind will turn to noble ambition. Young love will become deep affection. The clear water surface reflects growth. Now listen to the Serenade of Water to reflect upon yourself. And with that, we've learned the Serenade of Water, another teleportation song. Link, I'll see you again. Wait, no, don't go! Aw, Sheik does that to us every time. Oh well, what are you gonna do? So in this game, unlike in the original Ocarina of Time, the iron boots are an equipable item, not a set of gear, so it actually makes equipping them and taking them off a lot simpler, which is a nice change, especially in the upcoming temple. Now obviously if we wear them too long, we will drown because we currently have no way of breathing underwater. That might change in the future. Anyways though, with that we are basically done. No, this is not a good place to be. But as I was saying, yeah, we're basically done with the Ice Cavern, so let's get the heck out of here before this freaking boulder kills me. Jeez. Not a huge deal that we lost all that health though, because really quick, there is one thing that I would like to pick up. So let's swim like around to the center here and sink all the way down to the bottom of Zora's fountain, because down here we're gonna find a piece of heart. And guess what? That piece of heart will actually complete our 15th heart container. So yeah, even though like the Ice Cavern isn't technically a real dungeon, we still got an item and we still got another full heart container. So it kind of worked out in the end. There was no real boss, but you know what? I'm okay with that. And yeah, sadly there's no real way to make swimming up a little bit faster, but hey, we're back on the surface. Alright, where the heck are we? Alright, cool, pretty close to the entrance. Now that we're done with all of that, I think that's actually a good place to end off this video. So if you guys enjoyed this part, a like rating would be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more, of course, consider subscribing. But once again, guys, my name is Matt. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.